Skyblock is still literally unplayable. The Tarantula pet gives a boost to combat XP earned from spiders, and yeah, it does that. Even on private islands, 40% more of 0 is still technically 0. But what it doesn't do is boost combat XP from spider minions or tarantula minions. Skyblock is full of similarly minor pains like this one that follows you everywhere. There's also the annoying things that you always notice when someone points them out, like how pets almost never face totally straight, rather always facing slightly to the right after being spawned in for a few seconds. Good luck for getting that one. We made a second channel and we will be uploading the Hypixel Ground Block episode 2 there. So go subscribe to it if you want to watch that abomination again for some reason. Ooh, also, we're really close to 100k. Damn, we must get there before the end of this month. That's a threat, by the way. Don't you hate it when escrow doesn't actually save your money or items? Yeah, me too. But whilst I was scripting this, escrow actually saved 10 million of my coins from the auction house because YouTube rank privilege. Try about it. How satisfied are you with calculator? What? Here's another thing. The weapon tab in the auction house doesn't have a reset anvil without typing in a search first, but every other tab does. That's another thing you're never going to stop noticing. If a golden goblin decides to launch itself off a cliff before anybody can damage it, nobody gets any mithril powder, nobody gets quest progress. It's just a waste of a golden goblin and everyone gets sad. The strongest sword in the game, the Hyperion, does not give you combat XP for anything you kill with it, despite costing literally millions or billions if you want to max it out. It even gives you pet XP, but the ability doesn't give you combat XP, so it must be a bug, right? Carpets in the Dwarven Mines. Who added these? I'd rather have a visible light than a carpet I literally cannot mine that looks exactly like what I want to mine and that is directly in the middle of what I want to mine. And then trying to mine this when you've just used your speed mining ability and wasting half of it on a carpet. Then switching over to something that isn't a carpet just to realize your drill is actually out of fuel and it wasn't a carpet at all? Claiming a book from any floor 7 chest will have a chance to make it an enchanted book with no enchants. You can't apply it to anything and you can't enchant it with anything. It's just a loss of something that should be free money. This building, Colosseum, has been under renovations for months now, was obviously only shut down to comply with Mojang's rules on pay-to-win servers, and still doesn't work properly because the area of the Colosseum that lowers your damage to make PvP is a rectangle and not a circle, which ultimately means fighting a mythological creature in this area means you only do a tiny fraction of your damage to them. Bonus points if your burrow spawns underneath a pile of 5 leaves that you can no longer break due to the custom mining system that also doesn't work on foraging islands because you cannot insta-break there with an axe. If you wanna buy something from the Viking on the foraging island, you have to perform a full ritual every single time. Back to floor 7. Necron's terminals love kicking you out of them randomly when someone else completes one for absolutely no reason whatsoever. If you open your menu, the Your Skills icon says click to hide rankings for no reason and it doesn't do anything. That's another thing you aren't going to stop noticing. Let's talk farming. Farming is annoying. If you don't have a farming set, you actually gain one less collection per block harvested because the seed item never gets added to your collection and is just immediately replanted with the replenish. If you kill a zombie with a carrot hoe and it drops a carrot as a rare drop, it gets added to your collection, but it doesn't get added to the collection on your carrot hoe. Same thing applies to the potato hoe. And apparently, melons can actually drop a decimal amount like 7.5, meaning you can get 2 drops that say 7, but you actually pick up 15, and this only happens with melons and is impossible to notice. The legendary Ghoul Pet's exclusive ability does absolutely nothing, because Reaper-sized zombies were removed from the game like 5 months ago. Buying anything from the bazaar will show you 2 completely different prices in both menus. Similarly, Trying to sell or buy uncommon items on the auction house is difficult because uncommon items have a limit to how expensive they can be binned for, and more expensive items like the rabbit hat have to be traditionally auctioned, and to be completely honest, my attention span cannot take that anymore. Hopefully I've made you notice so many annoying little things and ruined your experience just a little bit more. Subscribe because we're like almost at 100k. That is all. Wait, also, like the video. Okay, yeah, that's all, for real now. Goodbye, have a nice day.